Alrighty folks, here we are. It's about 11:45, quarter to midnight. So we'll call it Midnight Walk and Talk. There you go. Oh dear. We'll call this one Lack of Consequences. I suppose, yeah. Well, it's a pick up from the, other videos today, yeah. Yeah, continuing on that, yeah. That's the point, lack of consequences. It's an important point. If there are consequences for people, they won't do dodgy things, will they? Yeah. Well, the police, yep, MPs, anyone really. If there's consequences, it will stop people doing dodgy things or bad things, like killing people. Yeah. Well, as I said earlier, if the police can kill people, then it doesn't matter if they kill people, does it really? They can do whatever they want. They can kill whoever they want. Yeah, if you're in America and you want to kill someone, just become a police officer. And you can visit that person, you can claim that person threatened you in some way. You can even make the situation happen. I mean, like today, well, not today, like what happened recently with that chap, Mr. White. Mr. White, yeah. What happened with him? It looked like they made it happen. The police made it happen. That's what it looks like. But no idea. I mean, that's what it looks like. So yeah, you can make it happen easily. Of course you can, yeah. Just like that. Yeah. Push someone back in the car and say, you're resisting. Hands up. Bang, bang. They were reaching for a gun. Well, you can say, I thought they were reaching for a gun. There you go. You killed someone. You wanted to kill that person, you killed them, but you're a police officer, so there you go. You're okay. No problems at all. It's your job, isn't it? Yeah. You've got to be able to do your job. And that's part of the reason why this is the case, really. Because they've got to be able to do their job without fear of, being arrested all the time. So, yeah. Difficult. It is very, very difficult because obviously, the police need to be able to do their job. Obviously, yes. But they need training, really. Of course they do, yeah. They need to be trained better to know what to do and how to do things. And do the job properly. And help people. Not kill people, but help people. Yeah. That would do. Yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Really great, yeah. Yeah, that'd be good. Help people, yes. Wow, that's a new idea, isn't it, eh? For the police to actually help people? Wow, there you go. Even in the UK, the police aren't very helpful, really. Nope, not very helpful at all. I mean, they're agents of the government, pretty much. Or they're pawns of the government. That's one way to say agents or pawns or somewhere in between the two. I would say. She's making a lot of click noise recently. I mean, I loosened the collar a little bit. Well, a harness, I loosened that a tiny bit. That's maybe why it's making a lot more noise, I'm not sure. But she's got a bit more growth availability in there, so that's good. Hello, Coves, how you doing, bubs? How you doing, Covie? Doing okay, babe? You being followed? At least she's following you. That'd be good for her. Good run, yes. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah. Oh, it's been a hard day, really. Well, especially thinking about that sort of stuff. Oh, nasty things. Indeed, yes. Really nasty. Yep. Indeed, yes. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people who fear the cops for a good reason, really. Which is not good. And the problem is, the cops fear them as well. For a good reason as well. So, It's a tough situation. It really is. There's no easy answer for anything, really. It's really, really tough indeed. Yeah, it's not as simple as saying one thing or another. Saying, just do that, that'll fix it. No. Just do this, that'll fix it. No, that won't work. None of that will work. It's going to be a long-term approach. It's going to take time. It's going to take training. It's going to take education. It's going to take, parents teaching their children differently. Yeah. Cobes, come. Come on, Covie. Come on, Cobes. Come on, this way. You just told. Come on, I'll call you once. That's it. That's all you're going to get. Come on. Get on with it, nutter. Get on with it, Covie. Come on. You can do better. You've only just had food indoors. I gave her some food earlier after walkies, and she ate some of it, and then she finished the rest about 10 minutes ago. So, so there you go. She had food about 10 minutes ago. So there you go. Oh, earlier, yeah. I had a walk earlier, and Chewie jumped at someone to kiss the person, and oh dear, the man was nearly crying, really, saying, oh, I didn't want your dog to do that. It's really, really nasty. Yeah, I'm going to complain about it. I said, excuse me, did he bite you? He said, well, no. I said, oh, he was trying to kiss you. He said, yeah, but I didn't want that. I said, oh, for goodness sake. I said, he was being to say hello to you, really. Oh, I didn't want you. That. I said, okay. Learn to say no, then, to the dog. Ugh. Yeah. I was a bit annoyed with the man, yes. Well, as I say, learn how to deal with it. You're a man. He was about, 40 years old? Maybe? Yeah. Don't cry about it. Learn to say no. Put your hands up and say no to the dog, and that will sort it. Come, baby. Come on, baby. This way. This way, Covie. Coves. This way, Bubs. Come, Bubba. Well, she makes noise now when she's coming, so now I hear her, actually. Well, because of the clip. That clip's making a lot of noise now. Well, I loosened it a bit, so it's making a lot more noise, so therefore I hear her whenever she comes now, so that's good. So, yeah. Well, as I say, all he was doing was being friendly. So, well, what do you want? Friendly dogs or, bad dogs that will bite you? Friendly dogs or that? Fighting dogs. So, what do you want? He's a friendly dog. So, that's the point. If they're friendly, sometimes they jump up and say hello. If you don't want friendly dogs, then maybe an unfriendly dog will bite you. Would you like that better? Probably not, really. So shut up. Don't complain about a friendly dog. He's being friendly. Okay. So he jumped up. When I see him jumping up, I turn him off. Sometimes they get excited, they run in front of me, and by the time I see something happening, I can't do much about it. Whenever they jump up, like Riley jumps up a lot. You see when I do videos around here, when he sees somebody, he jumps up and says hello to him, I tell him no more jumping, and he stops. That's it, he settles down. I tell him no, and he stops. No problem at all. If people put their hands up and say no, he stops, he doesn't do it. He knows not to. When people say no, when I say no or someone else says no, he knows not to. That's the point. If you don't like it, just say no. You know, just like taking drugs. If you don't like it, just say no. Simple, really. They're intelligent dogs. You say no, they'll stop. Especially Chewie, such a softie. Eat your chew, eh? You're such a softie, eat your Chewie. Hey, my boy, such a little softie, eat your chew. Yes, yes, yes. Well, anyway, yeah, it's not too cold tonight. It's pretty okay. Even though you can see the stars. Yeah, it's a clear night. Yeah. But yeah, it's not too cold, so that's good. Indeed, yes. Amber is inside. Yes, indeed. Well, she went out earlier, so that was good. Covie, 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 Covie. How you doing, Covie? You okay, my baby? Good girl. Ah, dear. Well, anyway, point of what I was saying earlier is, yeah, if nothing happens when you do something, why do you care if you do bad things, really? That's the point, really. Yeah, powerful people don't care what they do because they've got money to sort it out. So they don't care about the law at all. If they want to do something, they do it. They don't care at all because, as I say, they can pay for it. You know, they've got lawyers, great lawyers. So there you go. And the police know. The police know the powerful people. So the police don't arrest the powerful people because if they do arrest them, yeah, that policeman will be sacked. You know, very, very soon. Yeah, for that. Well, actually, that's the point, actually. The other day, there was a video, I will link it actually, it was quite, yeah, it's really bad, I suppose, but it's quite funny, but it's really, really bad. Well, I was speaking about it earlier, where the policeman was spraying the pepper spray into the person. Yeah, the officer, the aim, what's it called, the army officer. Anyway, so yeah, and in that video, the police stopped someone because they was driving dodgy, and the person got out the door, come on to the, you know, the police, and yelled at them and said, you know, do you know me? You know, read the what's it called? What's it called? Brain isn't working again. What's it called on the back and the front of the car? The numbers and the letters, those things. Now read them, check that, find out who I am. And then he went back into his car. The policeman came out later and said, "Okay, sorry, Judge. Have a good night." So, excuse me? If that had been a brown skinned person, he would be dead. Right? But because it was a judge, sorry, Judge. Please forgive me. Yeah, that sort of thing. Oh, Jesus, really? Really? Because he's a judge? Oh. Really, really bad. Dodgy. Really, really dodgy that is, you know? Not good at all. Wait, come here. Over here. What's that there? Don't know what this is. Amber. Sorry, Covie, leave. Coves. Covie, here. Covie. Here you go, Coves. Covie, this way. This way, Coves. Get the glove, baby. Where's she left that? Go Where's the glove? She left it. Okay. I'm going to stick it in the car. But they can play with it later. If I stick it in the car, they can use it when they want to use it, can't they? Right. It's a little small glove. Well, unfortunately, the kid left it, obviously. They won't be picking it up again. Anyway, yes. Well, as I say, the powerful people, yep, that's what happens. Yeah, the poor people, if they did that, get out of the car and yelled at the police in America, dead. Yeah. Well, possibly, yeah. Most probably, yeah. Yeah, indeed. But if you're powerful, you can do whatever you want. Yeah? Doesn't matter, yeah. You want to yell at the police? Yeah, do it. You want to hit the police? Yeah, do it. That's cool, you can do that, yeah. Because you're powerful. You can do that, you can do whatever you want. Okay, that's cool. Because you've got money, or you've got power, normally both, yeah, you can do that, do whatever you want, yeah. That's the thing, isn't it, really? Yeah, you got all that? Okay, go on, you got it. Go for it. Yes. Well, as I said before, who did the police work for? Them. So obviously when the police work for them, they can do whatever they flipping want like. Yeah, a powerful rich person can go and kill a poor person. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. If they do it enough, then eventually something might happen. But it's like, well, for example, Dr. Shipman. He was a doctor in the UK who was killing people. Yeah, people were telling other doctors about him, and everyone was saying, no, he's a doctor. He wouldn't do that. He's a doctor. He's a powerful person. He wouldn't do that. No. But after about 20 years, yeah. And, loads of people dead. They looked at him and said, oh, he is doing that. So they arrested him after that. But yeah. I think possibly people were telling him, stop it now. Stop doing that. If you don't stop doing it, we have to arrest you. And he didn't stop. So that's possible. That is possible. Yes. It's quite possible people were telling him to stop and he didn't stop. Yeah. That is quite possible. And that would be the case, yeah. But there you go. It is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's been various examples of things like that happening where rich, powerful people have done stuff like this. Yorkshire Ripper got away with it. Guarantee if the Yorkshire Ripper would have been poor, he would probably have been caught. Not Yorkshire Ripper, Jack the Ripper. Sorry. Yorkshire Ripper didn't get away with it, because he was poor, wasn't he? He was a lorry driver, I think. So he was quite poor. He was a normal person, not a rich or powerful person. But, yeah. The Jack Ripper, they think it was a rich and powerful person who did that. Maybe a royal person. Maybe. Yeah. But maybe that's why they think it. Because he wasn't arrested and sorted out. So they think it was a rich and powerful person because, yeah, they wouldn't arrest that sort of person. Yeah. That's the point. Maybe he wasn't a rich and powerful person. But people think he was because he wasn't arrested. Yeah. That's quite possible, isn't it, really? But that's the point, is that powerful people do things like that. They do bad things like everyone else. But you really don't see them being arrested, being dragged through the courts all the time. Because why? Because they're powerful. They have, big friends. Powerful friends. So, yeah. If you know the head of the police, if you're a friend of that person, then the police will leave you alone. Even if you do dodgy things, they will leave you alone. Even now. Of course, the police will say, no, that isn't true. That wouldn't happen now. Yes, it would. Of course it would. It wouldn't be so obvious now. It'd simply be a case where, the head of the police would just make a phone call to one person, who would make a phone call to someone else, who would make a phone call to someone else. And that officer who had arrested their friend would be told off. And that person would see no advancement in their career at all because of it. A black point on their title. Indeed, yes. But as I say, that's what happens. Still happens now. Powerful friends help. Yes. Oh, indeed. It's been that for thousands of years. It's always been that, really. And that's why with kings, people wanted to be friends with the kings all the time. Helping the king and, licking his butt all the time. Kissing his butt all the time because, powerful friend. No one can hurt you because you're a friend of the king. And if the king likes you, then you're sorted. No one will touch you. And it's the same now, as I say. It's not changed at all. It just looks a bit different now than it did before. It's still exactly the same. Anyone who thinks it's going to be different, no. If that was the case, then the police would not be untouchable for so many years. They would not have immunity from prosecution for so many years. I do understand why they were given it. I do understand why they want it. Of course, you can understand why they were blinking well want it. If they made a terrible mistake, they wouldn't go to prison. But look, if any of us make a terrible mistake, we'd go to prison. Right? They wouldn't let us off. They wouldn't say, oh, well, okay, you made a terrible mistake. Don't worry about it. You've admitted it. You've got an important job. So we'll let you off. Don't worry about it. They wouldn't care in any way, shape or form. Some weird noises. I don't know what on earth that noise is. I have no idea. It's good though. I do hear her coming, so that's quite good. Come, babes. This way. I've no idea what you got. She's quite noisy. Cove, what you got? What was you eating, babes? No idea. She's eating something. Typical, just like Amber, really. Amber likes to eat everything, really. Right, Chew, what you got? Some ice? There's some ice there, my boy. You got some ice, my boy? Have you? Little Chewy. There's Mollie Collie. Hello, Mollie Collie. How you doing? Oh, you see that tail move? See that tail? You a happy girl? You're a happy girl. Hello, Riley. How you doing, mate? Riley's a happy boy. Chewy left it. What's there? Some ice? Come here 1 second. So, yes. Consequences. I'll tell you now. Also, one other point that's very important to say. If you do not face consequences now, as I've said before, if you do not face consequences now on Earth, it means you are more likely to face terrible consequences when you die or after you die. Hell is more likely if you're not used to facing consequences on Earth. Because while alive here on Earth, if you're used to facing consequences, you're more likely to take notice of wrongdoing and try and stop it in your life. Because you're used to facing the consequences of such wrongdoings and you don't want to keep facing them. If you're not used to facing consequences, then you're not likely to try and sort wrongs out, are you? You're certainly not going to repent because you're not going to recognise you've done anything wrong. or because you're used to paying for stuff. You're used to getting away with it because you paid for it somehow. That's what I said in the video the other day, that there are people who think they can pay their way out of sin. And these are the very people that think they can do it. The people that can pay their way out of crimes and maybe have a job where they're not being held accountable. That's what I said before. Politicians, police, prison officers, probation, social workers, etc. All these agencies where there's been traditionally no accountability for a long time. No accountability. Where they could behave in horrendous ways and no one's ever really held accountable. You're in trouble. If you work in any of these organisations and you don't want to be held accountable, you're in trouble. Big blinking trouble. Because you may not face the consequences here, but that's going to get you in the habit of thinking you don't have to face the consequences up there. And you do. Oh, and that's the point. Just in case, well, I've said it about 20 times already, hell is not down there. Hell is up there. And with heaven. They're both up there. Well, because we read in Scripture that you're called up to the third heaven. What you can see here, the stars, the skies, the moon, the clouds, that's the first heaven. The second heaven is hell. The third heaven is what we know as heaven. That's where God and the angels and all that is. So, basically everyone who dies is going up. No one's going down. Because that's another stupidity of the church. Not correcting that, not understanding that. Because if people believe, and you let them believe, that hell is below us, anyone who knows anything about the earth knows the crust, the core, and then it's the same in the other direction. You've got the core, you've got all the magma, then you've got the crust, then you've got Australia. That sort of area. That's the earth. It's a circle, and it's made of the components it's made of. There's no area beneath where there's souls, and there's a devil, and there's a massive expanse. Because where on earth would you put all the people? And basically, there'd be more people in hell, even at this moment in time. There'll probably be more people in hell now than there are on the earth right now. Right? So more than 8 billion people would be in hell right now. Right? Because more than 8 billion people have lived and been judged already and failed miserably. So they're in hell right now. So where would you put them? There would be evidence of them being there through exploration of the earth, wouldn't there? Through drilling for oil. Suddenly you drill and you'd hear the screaming of the souls in hell, wouldn't you? Well, that doesn't happen. Why? Because hell isn't below us. It's above us. So, again, the church has failed to understand that. They shouldn't do. It's biblical. You can read about the third heaven. You only need to be guided by the Holy Spirit so you understand. That's the thing. I mean, you can certainly say that the authorities around the world, they need to be guided by the Holy Spirit, don't they, really? Yep. Indeed they do. Indeed they do. Leave it. Walk away. Walk away. Thank you. Covie, walk away. Good girl. Run on Coves. Good girl. Run on Coves. That's what I said the other day. There are more than 7 billion people destined for hell right now. Yeah, that's the heading that they're in, that they're on right now. It's for eternity in hell. That's the heading they've chosen. That's what they wanted. So that's what they got, isn't it, really? Bit icy on the car. Right. Bit icy on the windows. Yes, indeed. Okay. Cool. Covie here. Covie here. Come, Babs. Look. I wish I could help people to understand the severity of the situation. That, as I say, who knows how long they're going to live for? You get into a car. Somebody expressed it very, very well recently. Again, I was watching the Julia Hartley-Brewer one, and she had a guest on. It was a doctor, and the doctor was speaking about COVID, and she was saying that she has asthma or something, but even with that, she was more likely to die from an RTA than from COVID had she caught COVID. She was far more likely to die from an RTA if she just gets in her car once. If you drive your car, you're more likely to die from that. And you could do that at any point in time. You get in your car and things just happen. I mean, God, I was on a road yesterday, and on one part of the road there was a massive lorry heading towards us, and massive lorry just in front of me, and yeah, all it needs there is for a tyre to burst on one of those lorries and all hell could happen. You know, you'd be lucky to escape with your life in that sort of circumstance. Certainly anything coming towards you that blinking big. On a 60-mile-an-hour road, yeah, the driver loses control for some reason. What about a lorry driver who maybe isn't actually observing the rules and regulations that they should be, making sure they get plenty of rest, and they start to fall asleep a little bit at the wheel? That can happen at any point in time. You don't have to be on a fast road, you can be on a reasonable slow road. But that lorry comes at you and careers into your vehicle. Jesus. Or careers into the vehicle in front of you, but then projectiles something into your vehicle that crashes through your window and either goes through you or smashes you in the head, killing you in an instant. There you go. Dead. You thought you might live for another 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and you're dead. Now you're going to face that situation where you're going to spend eternity somewhere. Chewie, leave. Whatever that is, leave it. Leave, Bubs. Not even that, leave it now. Come on this way. That's the thing. So, basically, while you're living, you're preparing a place somewhere. So, where are you preparing a place for? Right now. Lucy, leave it, leave it. Leave, Luce, leave. Leave it, you're not supposed to be eating that. Oh, she's been doing dodgy pool blinking day, she has. I don't know what's going on with her. She's had dodgy pool blinking day, yeah, that's weird of her. Yeah. Well, as I say, in your life, you're either building a place for yourself in heaven or a place for yourself in hell. You're either walking or running towards one destination or the other. Now, you can change your destination at any point in time. But it this way, changing from hell to heaven, well, that's not easy. The reason it's not easy is because you've got to admit wrong. You've got to admit that you're not the perfect little person that you think you are. You've got to admit that maybe you don't have all the answers. And of course, people don't like to do that. Of course they don't. You possibly got to be convicted of your sin. And that is not easy to do. You may have to pay for certain sins. Again, not easy. Mollie, Collie, come here now. Stay away from there. Again, glassy area. Stay away from that, bubs. Going from heaven to hell, well, that's quite easy. That's quite easy, and many do it. Yeah, you'll be told in church it doesn't happen, basically. Well, you won't be told in church it doesn't happen, but they won't tell you it does. They should tell you it does. They should be warning their people that these things do happen. Yeah. But they won't. And the reason they won't is because, they're going to tell some hard stories about people that, are on the right path, that go off the right path. And how they do that. Of course, they don't want to do it. Covie, leave now. Covie, walk away. Covie, leave. Good girl. Leave, bubs. Leave. Sorry, Coves. I just want to check what you had, bub. I never know what she's trying to eat, so it's always a good idea checking. So, yeah. Good girl, Covie. Run on, bubs. No, she's possibly eating something worse. I don't know. Come on, Cove, this way. Covie. Come over. Good girl. Come loose. Lucy. Yeah, as I say, going from one kingdom to the other, certainly from heaven to hell. Yeah. The devil is constantly trying to pull Christians from heaven to hell. Constantly trying to do that. You see, God isn't really trying to pull people from hell to heaven. He's already done. On the cross, the Lord said it's finished. He didn't say to be continued. He didn't say, oh, but I'm going to try and grab everyone I can who's on the way to hell. He said it's finished. He said, I've done everything I was sent to do. It's now up to them as to whether they want to accept that or not. If they don't want to accept it, then they won't. It's up to them now. God is not going to try and rescue you from hell. He's already done that. He paid the price for sin. If you go through him, your sin is forgiven. As long as you don't have to pay for any sin that you've committed yourself. Anything like that, you've got to pay still. Yeah. Covie, come. Come on, Coves. This way, Bob. Good girl. All right, Coves. Yeah. So, yeah. You are, while you're alive, you're working towards one destination. That is a certainty. As I say, it's not easy to see. It really isn't. At the moment, it certainly isn't easy to see because the lines are a bit blurred. Church at the moment is quite leftist. It looks very much like the left. All this safe space sort of church. It's not good. But at the moment, that's the way it looks, and so the lines are a bit blurred. It's not really obvious that people are on different roads necessarily. And that's why there was a concern about the way the church is and how the church needs to be in the future. How that can be addressed. Because the lines are blurred, and so blurred. They need to be made clearer. For people to see that they need to change their lives, they need to see what to change from and to, basically. Come on this way, Covie. Leave it. Now. Covie, come. Covie, come. Good girl, Cove. Come, baby. Come, baby, come, baby, come. Covie, come now. Leave. Walk away. Coves. Coves. Anything that stops you from coming, leave it. Leave it. Oi. Jumpy. Jumpy. Covie, come. Covie, come. Come, Cove. Come on. Packing up, running away. Natter. When I say come, I mean come. Daisy dog. Do told. Do told. Do told. Little Cove, do told. Hey, Bubba, do told. Yes, do told. Yeah. Well, there you go. As I say, I mean, I've said plenty. Indeed, I have. Indeed, yes. I think at the moment I do, really. Yeah. That's it. I mean, as I say, the lines have been blurred. They need to be unblurred, so that people can see the difference between wrong and right, really, and the paths that they can choose from. Because at the moment, it looks like one path, pretty much. Well, there's not a lot of differences between the paths, are there? So, yeah, they don't really look any different. Well, that's because people wanted comfortable Christianity. But the problem is the comfortable path is supposed to be the path to hell, not supposed to be the path to heaven. The path to heaven is supposed to be a bit less comfortable. And that's because of the fact that we're still in this kingdom, but living according to God's kingdom. And so this kingdom will be uncomfortable to us. And it is uncomfortable. This world is very uncomfortable. You know, I expressed recently how it is quite bizarre that when you start thinking according to God's kingdom and His will, His ways, then this kingdom seems even more bizarre. Cove, come this way. Come, Coves. It does. This kingdom then seems even more bizarre. Yeah. And I suppose the reason is that in the end, when it comes down to it, when we were of this kingdom, we weren't thinking according to God's will and God's ways. We were thinking according to the will and ways of this kingdom. So it looked okay. It looked quite good when we were thinking according to this kingdom's rules and ways. But as soon as you're looking at it, thinking about God's rules and ways, well then it looks completely different. It just does. It looks complete as in, how can people not see it? How can people not see how absolutely crazy the system is here in the world? How can people not see how daft politicians really are, and how stupid elections really are, and how all the things people do are just like people get frustrated, so frustrated about sport and their football team and that sort of stuff. Why? I did. But I can't understand the me I was 20 years ago. Even though I was a Christian then, I still can't understand the me I was then. I look back at the me I was then, I think, how did you not know? How did you not figure out what I now know? It was there then, it was obvious then, as it is now. Covie, come. Come, Coves. Lucy here. Come, Lucy. That's what you call it. Lift head, Lucy. Lucy, do lift head, bub. There you go, that's yours. Come here, Mickey. Mickey Moo. Come here, Mickey Moo, do your colour. Smiley Riley. Chewie. It's always actually on. No. What is going on with your collar? It's now. I did turn it on, but it went off. Might need charging. Mollie, Connie here. Covie, come. Now. Covie. Covie. Coves, come. Now. Come on, Covie. Come now. Come on, Bubs. What you got? What you got, Coves? Covie here. Covie here. Now, what you got? Covie, leave now. Leave it. Leave it, Covie. Now, leave. Oh, bit of birdie. Leave it, Coves. Come here. Ah, it's a bit of the birdie. Leave it, Covie. Dirty. Come here. Leave it. Come here now. Lucy, here. Now. Come on. Back to the car. Car. Mickey. Car. Back to the car, my boy. Not going anywhere else. We're just going back to the car. That's us. Right. Anyway, folks. There you go. There's been enough to think of. So, you take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.